What it do, what it pop? It's your boy Mastermind, and I'm back with a chapter of One Piece, chapter 1184. Let's get right into it. We arrive at Shuri at 14 years old. Yeah, it was there in the back, in the flashback, and if we made the math, Brooke is 27, and we see that with all her beauty and her skills with the swordsmanship, she's being pursued by princes who wants to marry her. But she declines them. She's still in love with Brooke, so she doesn't want them, she wants Brooke. And she's talking to Brooke like, hey, don't you think I've become more beautiful? Yes, you have, and everything, blah, blah, blah. It's like, hey, my boob is gonna blow up. And it's like, I don't think that's something a young lady should be saying. And you clearly see he's not interested. And a couple seconds later, we still see his habit of asking for panties. Good old Brooke never gets tired of him. And he starts to sing like you usually do. And Shuri's like, I love your singing. And he says, that's what your dad told me. And he says, yo, I see you really like everybody. You like dad, you like mom. But why? He says, I owe everything to the king. Without the king, I'd be nothing but bones. You see this called jokes or here, even before he had the fruit. Or maybe he already has the fruit. At that age, who knows? Because I think he waited for 50 years over there. So that's maybe not yet, but and so now we get a flashback within the flashback. He says, yo, he was living in a trash dump, and he was still singing, but he had a instrument that wasn't really instrument. He made them with scrap. And we see the king, who was at the time a prince. He says, yo, did you make the lyrics? Because they're horrible. He says, yeah, I made them. And they instantly started to bond. He continued to make music and everything. And he said, yo, I like you. And yo, I made something for you. The secret ingredient is curry powder that I stole from the navy over there. Don't tell him. And clearly, Reuven eats it, whatever the hell that was. And it was horrible. Of course, it was horrible. It was made with curry powder, but the rest was kind of trash, literally. And you see they vibe. You see the momentum between them. Their bond is slowly increasing, or rapidly. You see they become good friends. He's calling him bro and everything. And then we arrive to one day. One day, Brooks, I don't know why I say Brooks every time, knowing it's Brooke. Brooke get kidnapped one day by Marine soldiers. At first I thought it was because of their curry powder, but it was because they had a load. There was somebody that had to give them what was it again? If it was a kind of load carrying, I don't remember what it is, but they accused him of carrying it, and he said, yo, you got the wrong guy, I'm sorry. And they were about to kill him because they say, hey, you already saw his face, so might as well get rid of him. And Reuven arrives at the nick of time to save him. And they say, oh shit, it's Prince Reuven. And that's when Brooke learns that he's a prince. And they start to fight. And Brooke is impressed with their swordsmanship. Even Kendall was the captain or the commander of the squad, the King's Guard or whatever you want to call him, before Brooke. So that's why in the first flashback he said, "Don't worry, she's strong." That's because she was at his place before him, and they got rid of him quite easily, not even a challenge. That's when they learned that Brooke wasn't even the real the mule. He was just really holding Kirby Harold. And then we get to the castle. Brooke is in bandages, and Ruben's like, "Yo, I'm sorry, man. I didn't want to lie to you, but I was having so much fun with you. I didn't want to scrap it up. So that's why I hid it from you. But it wasn't out of bad intention. I'm sorry." And then Kendall's like, "The king disappeared a lot of times, and we were worried about him, but we knew it was because of a adorable friend like you." And he starts to gush out blood of his nose, and that's when he fell in love with the old girl. And Reuben says, "Yo, I want you to bring a room for him, bring some menstruum for him, and make him go to school, because we got a new star coming now. A new star is born in Hesperia. Like, he's my favorite musician, so you better get this right." And he said, "Yo, we're gonna have so much fun right now in the castle." And Brooke, overjoyed, just started tearing up. I can only imagine what he's feeling, living in a trash dump. And just like that, because he made friends with a random guy, he gets to live in a castle, go to school, play instrument, everything you've been dreaming for. So I like the chapter. I don't think the flashback is already over, but I kind of like the fact that we get more lore about the crew. And I think that I thought Brooke was over because we had Laboon and everything. I thought it was kind of enough because we made a connection between the past and the present when Brooke came by. But I didn't know that we make a new connection with the present, with the past, before the past. Yeah, a lot of Inception things going on in the One Piece, but I like it. But let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.